Hi guys, and welcome to the latest video. I wanted to make this video in light of the recent eBay changes. As a lot of you sellers out there will know, eBay have changed the rules to where you can, going forward, no longer list on 30-day listings or 10-day listings or 7-day listings when you're selling an item on a buy it now. Every listing is going to be good till cancelled. Now, some people are concerned that this is going to have an adverse effect on their sales. Their listings are going to go down the search rankings, etc., and get lost, and those may be valid concerns. But here is a little tip, or a little hack, I suppose, a little solution to that problem, where you can maybe give yourself an edge over other sellers. And what that is to go into your eBay site preferences and enable the out of stock option. I have mentioned this, and I think maybe even made a video about the out of stock option before, because it does have a couple of benefits. If you use the out of stock option, your item doesn't appear in your store's sold listings. So if you're protective about what you sell, you don't want others to see what you sell, if you have out of stock enabled, when you sell an item, it won't appear in your sold or completed listings, because it's still technically an active listing, just with zero quantity. But bigger than that is out of stock allows you to build a valuable listing with sales history. That's the key, sales history. Sales history is going to give your customers or potential customers a lot of confidence when they're scrolling through a list of results. If they see your listing with, you know, X amount sold, it's going to draw their attention, and eBay actually promote listings which have got sales history. And if you think about it, it's a way of you know, making something positive out of these new changes where everyone's on good till cancelled, giving yourself that bit of an edge. Now, once you've enabled the out of stock option, some people are concerned that that's really only for people that sell new items. You know, it's out of stock, they're selling things in quantity. That's not true. You can use the out of stock option just as effectively if you're selling a used item. I'll give you guys a good example of this. I'm just going to go over to a listing I found on eBay. Let me just quickly show you guys. Here is a guy selling PlayStation 2s. PlayStation 2s are pretty much they're quite abundant at the moment. I'm sure that's going to change car boot sales, and this guy selling them used, and he's sold 54 of them, and as you can see, he's getting a lot of views per day, 18 views per day. eBay have put a big red 100% buyer satisfaction on there, so people are buying from this guy and are happy. He's got 69 watches. He's 54 sold. That's the key. People can see, wow, this guy sold 54, and that's allowing him to get a very good price for it. He's asking £47, and the reason he's able to do this is, you know, you may say, oh, but hold on, when I'm at the car booths, I find PlayStation 2s in all kinds of conditions and shapes and sizes, and that's very true. You find them in different, you know, you might not find one with an official controller or not. That's not a problem, because every time you find one and it's in differing condition from the one that you just sold, there's nothing stopping you going in and revising the listing. You can actually go in and revise a listing which has got which has got sales history. So once you've enabled out of stock on your eBay store, you can go into any of your listings which have got sales history, and you can change pretty much everything about them. You can change the title. You can obviously change the photos to reflect the current item that you're selling. So in this case, if you've just gone out and bought another PlayStation 2, and it's got a big scratch on the top, you could take a photo of your current console, update the photo. You can update the item description, the specifics. You can literally change everything. In fact, if you want, you can go as far as change the listing beyond all recognition. I'll give you an example of that, guys. This is a listing where I sold 95 pull starters on eBay. These were pull starters for a radio control car. I've just gone in just as a test. This isn't active, this listing. well, it's technically active, but you won't be able to buy it because there's none available in stock, because obviously I'm not selling this. But I've changed the title. It's changed category. It's gone from RC parts to ladies clothes. I'm selling a ladies jumper, and you can see that the item specifics have now also changed because I've changed the category. So it's asking me the size, the brand, so it's in ladies clothing. I've changed the photograph. You can change everything about it, and you get to keep that juicy sales history. So those listings are going to be powerful. So I'm not saying go and completely change an item after you've sold one to a completely different item, but what I am saying is, if you do, for example, sell certain items regularly, or anything, why not start building up listings? Enable the out of stock option. It doesn't harm you. Once you sell an item, if you decide that's it, you're never going to bother with that item again, you can either end the listing manually, or the listing will end itself after 90 days or 3 months. But if you do want to build a listing with sales history, you can go in and adjust it. So if you've sold for example, a cashmere jumper, you can go in and then change it to the most recent cashmere jumper you've bought. So once you've just sold, say you've sold an M&S cashmere jumper, and you go out and you buy an F&F cashmere jumper, I'm talking about these because these are items I've currently got, you can then go into your listing of your sold M&S cashmere jumper, which has now got one sold. You can change the title to F&F cashmere jumper, change all the relevant specific, change the photos, and revise the listing, and bam, you've now got a listing showing F&F cashmere jumper with a photo. And when the customer sees it, it will say 1 sold, or 2 sold, or 3 sold, however many you've sold previously. So you're giving yourself that little edge. So quite an important little tip there, I think, or a little hack, whatever you want to call it, and it's something that should hopefully help alleviate a little bit of the worry of having to go over to good till cancelled for all your listings. Just because you sell used or one-off items does not mean that you can't take advantage of these tools. It's just a matter of thinking about it a little and building a history. As I've shown, there's a guy there who's happily selling used PlayStation 2s for £47, and he hasn't even, in that particular example, if I quickly take you back to that example, this guy's actually using a stock photo and has gone to the extent, I mean, you could see this as an efficiency. I personally see it as he's letting the description's not as accurate as it should be, but he's obviously done this out of efficiency. He's got a stock PlayStation 2 photo, and in his description he actually just says, you may the picture is a stock image, actual item will vary, you may not even get an official controller, you may get an unofficial one, you might get a standard or an analog one depending on the stock available. So he's selling these even with all these caveats in his description. If you were a more proactive seller, you could actually make it make your listing that much more appealing by showing actual photos rather than the stock image, and an actual description of what you're going to buy. But this guy's still not doing badly. He's getting 47 quid a pop. He sold 54 of them used, and it works. I mean, look at the likes of Music Magpie and all those big media sellers. They're selling used items on multi-quantity out of stock, on using the out of stock feature. So if they run out of stock, it's not an issue. They just buy more in, lump it all in, and it sells. So just bear it in mind, guys. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments or questions about it, leave them in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.